Uncharted.
From Boston.
We got some Dunkins. We're going to go to the sea. We're going to get on a beach. And we're going to drink some Uncharted.
From a flying...
Nope.
I can't do it.
The first big movie of the year. It's Uncharted. I can't say it any other way.
Time out. For a second, I legit thought, what are you talking about? We're like 5 months into this year. And I went, no, it's only February.
Uncharted, if you don't know, based on the video game series that is wildly popular. It's directed by Ruben Fleischer.
It's your boy Venom.
Who did Venom, who did 30 Minutes or Less, who did Zombieland, both movies. His trajectory of his career has been very up and down.
Yeah.
This seems like, and speaking of up and down, Uncharted went through like 5 or 6 directors since 2008. Mark Wahlberg at one point was going to play Nathan Drake, but in this he's playing Sully.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that why it's...
Originally,
that makes sense, I guess.
David O. Russell was going to direct it, ended up doing Silver Linings Playbook instead.
Probably for the...
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably
and
better
then the guy who did Bumblebee was going to do this, and then he's like, this sounds terrible. This was co-written by the same guys who did Transformers Night of the Fallen. Obviously has Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, Mark Wahlberg,
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, Antonio Banderas, Sophia Ali, and Tati Gabrielle. And if you don't know anything about the games, it's Indiana Jones with more heart, basically.
And like maybe some Tomb Raider sprinkled in.
I've played every single game, including all the DLCs.
And you love it.
And I love every single one.
Exact same thing. I haven't played the DLCs, but I played all the 4 main ones, and I also love them very much.
I've not played them, and I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about that later. If you played this game, maybe you feel one way. If you've never even thought about these games, maybe you feel a different way. So
that's why it'd be.
Are your Zach?
Or your Zach, and you just are an anomaly.
I really. We'll get into it. Yeah.
For the game fans, this is like a mix between Uncharted 3 and 4, with a little bit of sprinkle of 1 in there, and some new stuff. But really, they're just like reimagining different set pieces from different video games. Zach, please tell us why you love this movie.
I love this movie. It was so much fun. I went in going, "It's gonna suck. Like he's gonna be awful. Like it's such a weird casting." And then he has like the best lines. Like he was cracking me up with all the goofy looking like the shot whenever he's looking down into the grate and he's like yelling like is there gold down there? I don't know. It's just so silly, but I kind of liked it. In fact, I loved it. It was just so much fun. Tom Holland is Tom Holland. He's a huge star. He's fun. He's fine. I was like, this feels like an Uncharted game because it kind of is. Like as you said, it straight up takes parts from the games and just does a little different.
Yeah, I hated it. Marky Mark is not playing Sully in this movie.
He's Marky Mark.
That is the entire difference.
To me, Mark Wahlberg, I think, was the most surprising part of it. Because really, you go in thinking he's going to be Mr. Cool, Mr. Mark Wahlberg, like nothing, like, oh, he's tough. But it was nice to see him a little bit more vulnerable, very much like the other guys to me. Like, it was, like,
that's a great
He didn't, like, it wasn't annoying. Like, he wasn't the annoying one for me. Do you think this is just like a soulless, is this your...
It is obvious since it started production in 2010, and it took 12 years for it to come out.
Never a good sign.
It was, never a good sign, and no. I mean, like, Mark Wahlberg would have made a fine Nathan Drake. He's good at doing comedy, yes. What Mark Wahlberg does in the movie is very Sully-like in terms of, like, he shows up in weird spots for no reason at all. But to me, the best way to describe this Uncharted movie is it's like they removed a bunch of the cutscenes that give the heart, like all the emotion. Like the bad guys in this movie, terrible. Like
it was not good. You're right.
Not gonna spoil. No. Not gonna spoil what happens, but it's just stupid. It doesn't give you any motivations. Yeah. You're just like, and that's what makes Uncharted great. Like Uncharted 2, Lazarevich, the bad guy in that game. I almost call it a movie.
It basically is a movie. Though. That's why they're so great.
They are some of the greatest villains in video game history.
Mm-hmm. Like the writing in the games are insanely good, and it doesn't really like they have the quips right in this movie. But you're right. Like the heart of what makes Uncharted different from Indiana Jones isn't really in this movie.
Yeah, so it's not Uncharted. It's Uncharted in name only.
This could have been anything. You know, this could have been Disney's like chance to like revive national treasure. It could have been, you just slap you slap adventure on it. It's the same. It's just it wasn't, to me, it wasn't awful. It was like a cool way to like knock out 2 hours. There were some fun moments. There's a line at the end that Tom Holland gives that I like legit laughed out loud.
Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg do have chemistry.
They do have chemistry. It's not like this movie, you hate it because you're like, it's not what Uncharted should be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You loved it. I don't know why.
Because I guess because it's not what it should be, but I still kind of like it.
But I think this could either be the movie's biggest strength or biggest weakness, depending on how you look at it. But for me, I watched this movie, and I want to then go and play the games even more. I've always wanted to try them out, but after seeing it, I'm like, oh, I like really want to play these games. This is the perfect kind of cable movie. It's a movie that you can turn on, like it's probably going to be on FX in a few years, and you're like, yeah, let's just turn. Oh, hey, Uncharted's on. Like,
it reminds me of Constantine when it came out, because Constantine, comic book fans, they hated the movie. But I never read the comics as a kid, and I was like, man, this Constantine movie, it kicks butt. General audience that has never played the game might get a kick out of this, but if you are a diehard Uncharted fan, still, I don't understand what Zach is in his brain ever. But anyways, you're probably not going to like it, I think. But also, if you're like Zach, maybe you will like it. Out of 10, how many Uncharteds would you give it? I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Oh my God.
It's like on a Tuesday morning having a bad coffee.
Bite into a bad donut.
But it's just like hard. It's just hard. And you know what a donut tastes like, but you're not tasting what a donut tastes like.
I loved this movie a lot. I give this 8 Uncharteds. Where I kind of want to see it again. It was a lot of fun. It's dumb. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go meet you both in the middle. I'm gonna go 6 Uncharteds. Out of 10. Wow. It's not. And again, you have to remember, I have never played these games. If you're looking for just an escape, if you're looking for, hey, you know what? Yeah, sure. I like Tom Holland. He's sexy. Mark Wahlberg.
See you later.
Un esercito di